Welcome back. It's Lachey, and I am still journeying on with my 21 day of biblical gratitude, giving thanks to God. And today is day 10. And let me tell you, I am so thrilled to be able to share this day with you because it's just as good as the day before. So thank you for continuing to take this journey with me. She Reads Truth has invited me, and now I'm inviting you to slow down and give God thanks for giving us space to rest. And so on my job, there's 7 days in a week. And many times you have people who have a work schedule of Monday through Friday. Well, because I am in full-time ministry, my schedule isn't quite what you might call a traditional Monday through Friday schedule. So Monday happens to be my Sabbath day. That's my day of rest. And this morning when I opened up and I saw on day 10 of this 21-day journey that She Reads Truth said, hey, I want you to slow down and I want you to give thanks to God for making space for rest. And I want to share a couple of scriptures with you. I'm not going to read them in its entirety, but I do want to invite you to go back and read them for yourselves and even write a prayer on how you are acknowledging that God is giving you space to rest. Exodus 28-11. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. You are to labor 6 days and do all your work. But the seventh day is a Sabbath to the Lord your God. You must not do any work. And Peter Scazzaro says unpaid and paid work. Took me a moment to figure that out because I would have my Sabbath on Monday and still would find myself doing laundry, going to the grocery store, running errands. But in fact, that day is for me to completely unplug from unpaid and paid work and delight in the creation of God in the way that He wants me to be connected with Him. And so it continues to read on that you must not do any work. You, your son, your daughter, your men may sound familiar to some of you who attend church because we call it the benediction, which is the final blessing of the service. Verse 24, may the Lord bless you and protect you. May the Lord make His face shine on you and be gracious to you. And may the Lord look with favor on you and give you peace. Today is a great day for us to stop and give thanks to God for giving us space to rest. She Reads Truth also gives us Luke 10:38-42. In verses 41 and 42, I want to read probably a familiar scripture or passage of scripture to you as well. The Mary and the Martha. Who are you today? Are you Mary? Are you Martha? Or do you go back and forth? I know for me, sometimes I catch myself being Martha and then sometimes I'm being Mary, but I thank God for His reminder. Verse 41. The Lord answered her, Martha, Martha, you are worried and upset about many things, but one thing is necessary. Mary has made the right choice, and it will not be taken away from her. I don't want to miss the opportunity to rest and be in God's presence. One of our 8-7 culture values at the church that I attend is hunger, where we invite us individually and collectively to have an increased appetite for God's presence and for His word. She Reads Truth then closes out with one of my favorite passages of scripture in Matthew 11:25-30. And I'm going to read 28-30. Come to me, all of you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. There was a version, or at least a preacher that I heard use this scripture, and he says that Christ will show us how to take a rest. Verse 29, take up my yoke and learn from me, because I am lowly and humble in heart, and you will find rest for your soul. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light. And so they invite me, She Reads Truth, to write a prayer thanking God for the invitation to rest in His presence. And here is my prayer. Father, I delight in rest, and sometimes I think maybe too much, but I thank you for inviting me to work 6 days and to rest 1. I thank you for reminding me of Mary, who chose to sit at your feet. And Father, I thank you for reminding me of the importance of rest. And when life is lifing and I feel burdened and heavy and confused and not knowing which way to go, you tell me to come to you, because when I do, I can take up your yoke. Why? Because that burden is going to be light. Your yoke is easy. Your burden is light. day 10 of a 21-day journey of biblical gratitude, giving God thanks. And I am so grateful that you are continuing to take this journey with me. I will see you tomorrow.